on to the next thing. Let's see. I think I've got a play. I hope. So now I've got to. So I got to start working on my game plan, my default game plan, because again, I need to get the game to be able to be smart enough to select plays, right? I mean, when you run a simulation, gotta have a game plan, and even a default game plan would be great. So I'm going to be trying to see if I can get that in place. So let's see if I know my game plan actually doesn't. It's not. I don't even know if it's fully functional on my game here yet. So. And I also probably need to get my plays set up. Yeah, I'm not even sure how some of this is. I've got to work out some kinks. The next step is getting the plays to actually be selected according to my visual in my mind design. So let's go ahead and run this. I did install Unity's code coverage tool to kind of see how much my code is actually running, because I'm kind of starting to, think, all right, as I build this app and it gets more and more and more complex, I just want to make sure I'm not building too much garbage code, orphan code, things that aren't being used anymore. Because I change directions every now and then. I decide to try something else or build something a little bit different, and I always say, oh, I'm going to come back and clean that up. But I'll clean up all of my working code, get that kind of smoothed out and clean, and then I need to go get rid of all the stuff that I cut, tweaked, and trimmed, and just kind of cleaned out of there. So, so the first thing I need to do, oops, I don't want to go here. Let's go here. So this is my game plan. As you can see, it doesn't have a lot of anything. I don't even know. I don't know. It's like, obviously, it's not fully functional. Let's go look at my playbook here, see if my playbook's got anything going. So I've got stuff on here. See if anything actually sort of, it's like, I don't know why that one's shrinking and these ones are big. And at one point, all this worked. So something's gotten out of whack. Like this size is correct. Okay. But you can see it's completely and totally not loading anymore. So I've changed some stuff that is apparently broken. In order for me to start using the playbook, I got to get everything back in line here. Okay, that was weird. I've got some stuff. Okay, so I built this so that my player cards can show up in my when I create a new team. Now, right now, I can't create a new team without creating a new player or a new user. I have users I haven't built teams for yet, but I haven't gotten around to using them yet because I want to build more of the flow in. So I've got to start troubleshooting. I've got to start troubleshooting my playbook and my game plan. Now, both of those, I'm pretty sure my game plan is working on the React app, but in order for me to have a playable demo, I can't work on both apps at once. I mean, the only reason I was working in React before is because it's the only one with the play editor, and I wasn't going to build the play editor into this app right now because reasons. I'm not overly confident in. I have to iron it out too much for something that's not. It's like a nice to have, and for my purposes, I'm thinking probably not. So like, Madden doesn't provide you a play editor. But it just provides a boat ton of plays, and I might just go with play additions, though a play editor would be cool. I do have one that kind of works, and we'll see about that in the future. Probably won't be on the release version, so excuse me. I've got a couple of things I've got to work out there. So yeah, let's go ahead and start working on. I am using Bezier. I use Bezier quite a bit. Partly is because when I start building a structure of things. Um, I need to figure out how best to implement, and sometimes Bezier can be a little bit better at pinning down how to implement things I changed along the way. And one of those was my play card display here. Now, I already know the play card displaying works. So it's just really a matter of, oh, how's this going, by the way? Done. Wow, finally installed. I wonder if I should try 2020. Now, let's not do that right now. I'll do that. I'll do that later. But I did install 2026. I've been wanting to. I want to try it out because I'm one of those people who has to keep trying out the newest, latest, and greatest thing. Honestly, I need to. One of the things I want to do is rename everything. I got to get rid of all these weird holdover names, FPFM, FPFFM, FPFM, or holdover names from when I first started out. They were some variation of Football Manager. PFFM is Pro Football Fantasy Manager. And the FPFM was Fantasy Pro Football Manager. And ultimately, they just sounded too clunky. It sounded like something you'd get a spreadsheet game from, and I'm trying really hard to not make this a spreadsheet game. There's going to be lists of numbers in places. I'm not going to be able to avoid it completely. Trying to get it gamified where you have enough information. Like, I might have to do something like give basic information for players, but then like maybe have an option that you can see it in sheet view or something. Create something where it's just a list, which I would like to be secondary, or maybe have a button that once you go in and see the quick way to play. Like I'm thinking if people want to get into the weeds a little bit more, they can see things in a list view. But if you're up for just playing with the simpler view, you don't have to ever go into the list views. I'd like to be able to avoid the necessity of list views. Unless somebody just really wants to get in and go to the deeper recesses of data stuff. That's my goal. I don't know how well I'm going to do with that, but for now, well, so I'm going to start with the basics, and eventually I'll get more and more details with that stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do here is, now that I've kind of got my game plan up, I opened the wrong app, didn't I? That's one reason why I have to name this too. Because like my solution is called Football Sim, which is, I thought Football Sim is what I call the VS Code. So I had Football Sim be also the Visual Studio app, but that's not the right app for the Unity app, which is actually a different app, which is this FPFM, which I should have known because it's FPFM is Android. What I'll probably change it to, like, FTZ, no, FTZF, Fantasy Football. FTZF, which isn't going to be a lot different, but it just, I'll probably just call it FTZF. I know, I just got to straighten out my acronyms. And then it'll be something like FTZF Unity and FTZF Web. And Unity is the tool, though. I should probably call it FTZF Mobile? I don't know. FTZF Web? I don't know, something like that. Because web and mobile are kind of the same app. They're just compiled differently, but I may have to have some twists, but I think the app is going to be the same app. Special conditions. All right, so I got my UI game plan. Let's go ahead and start with game plan, I guess, and playbook. Both of them need to be adjusted. So let's see here. If I go in here, let's hit stop. Now if I go to my main canvas container, no, let's go to content container, playbook. Full scroll panel. We know it's loading plays. Now the question is, why aren't they loading correctly? Why aren't the images loading correctly? There's a couple of things going on here. And the thing is, they're using the same card control. So I think ultimately, let's go ahead and get Bezzy involved here. Our game card. Can you take a look at the animated playbook? Playbook. Animated playbook. Game object. And see if you can fix its functionality to correctly function with the current game card. So I got scripts, no, prefabs. Functionality correctly function with the current game card v2 prefab and load the image and data correctly. Image unavailable and data correctly. It should load in much the same way as the player card usage. Using card image and card name. But the player info site. Okay, so we're not using these items. Player info text panel. Player info. Huh. Did I do something that... Wait. Play info text panel. Oh, okay, never mind. Player, play, you know, but instead of the player info panel, it will use play info. You know what? I'm curious. Let's go ahead and run this quick. I don't... no, it's pretty much not working. Pretty much. It's a pretty safe bet it's not working. But I wanted to see... 'cause I wonder if this is coming on. That's the thing. I changed its name. Player, card image. See, there's play info panel, play info text panel. All right, so when I click on playbook, see, it is getting the name and the yards. It doesn't, it's not zooming right. It's not resizing correctly. Which is kind of weird. Whoops, nope. Ooh, that's not what I was trying to do. He was the one. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? It's not a thing. I'm looking at the wrong place. Okay, so we gotta go playbook. It's right here. Stop it. Available plays. Available plays text. Hope everything is showing. See, there's all my cards. So the cards are there. They're just not filtering. Interesting. Are we loading the wrong kind of card? Card name. Aha. So I think we're loading the wrong parts. Yeah. Panel, it will use the play info text panel. Currently, it seems the playbook is loading the player info set a dash panel. Additionally, what else am I missing there? So, oh yeah, I need to, we also need to update the, what is it, the filtered buttons. All plays. Unit filter. The unit filter panel to support special teams plays, which are defined by ID values with FMT_, nope, not FMT, what am I doing? Oh, wait a minute, oh. No, oh, nope, actually, that's wrong. I've got it. That's for formations. The plays themselves are using a special teams flag, which I think is defined in the plays documents. I have 13. And one of my newest ones. Ooh, that's not good. That's going to be a problem pretty soon. Okay, so this is kick return. All right, so that's a formation ID. Oh, special, base play type special. With base play type equals special. Right? Yeah. Okay, so base play type is, I think all these are like offense, defense, and special teams. Is basically what they are, I think. Base play type. At least I thought that's what it was. Special. Oh, we are definitely going to run into some issues here. Oh, it's pass. Oh, that's not right. Well, then how do I? Oh, off def special teams. That must be. Okay. So 1, 1. Huh. Off def special teams. Tackle dives 1. Okay, where's my 2s? I know I have a few defensive plays. Nope. 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 Of course, none of these look like defensive plays. Full defensive dump. So do I not have any defensive plays? Shotgun 4 deep. Full SL dump. Quick. Full back lead right. Wide left. Buttons. Motion right T go. Sample run play. Tackle dive. Kick return. I don't have any. How do I not have any defensive? How did my defense even load then? That's not good. How did not? I thought I had 1 at least. Action coordinates. Yeah, I'm gonna still have to fix stuff. My plays are so broken up. So wrong. 1, 1, 1. I really don't have any defense. I'm gonna need to create defense. I have to create all this. I really am gonna have to spend an hour creating game plan. That's all there is to it. Apparently I have none of the above. All right, so we'll have to figure that out. But plays which are defined with base or not base plays off def special team equals 2. I think. I thought it was 1, 0, 1, and 2, but it's strange because my offense is getting the 1s, so I might be wrong. Seeing as I haven't actually created a defensive play, I should probably create. How do I not have a defensive play? Because I gotta fix something here. Yeah, I gotta fix something. This is messed up. I may have to. I gotta come up with a naming standard. These are all bad. Something that identifies them, identifies their formation. I don't know. There's got to be something. If you got an idea for play names. So I need to build a play naming structure, just so that I when I'm making plays, that they're not all over the place, so they can be kind of understood. There's too many out there, but I need ideas for naming my football plays. Don't want to create names that are novels, but they do need to follow some kind of standard. So when I create them, I am not spending forever coming up with names. Keep it modular. That's what I'm thinking. Keep part of the name conveys one aspect. Formation, motion, concept, direction. Use consistent categories. Formation, strength, concept tag. Limit word count. 2 to 4 words max. That would be hard. Make it intuitive. Easy to recall in game. Easy to expand later. Shotgun, eye, trips, ace, empty. Yeah, but you know, that's hard when you have like 50. Here's a sample schema you can adopt. Formations. Formation plus direction plus concept plus tag. Trips right mesh. Trips formation right side mesh. Trips right mesh. I don't know what the heck is a mesh concept. I guess I have to know these concepts. Eye strong, power left. Eye formation, strong side, power run left. Why would you do power left if strength is strong? Oh, power just means you're going to the strong side. Well, you're running to the strong side, so I don't know what power means. Empty smash jet. Empty set. Smash concept, jet motion. Ace zone switch. Ace formation zone run with switch tag. If you want a little personality without losing clarity, animal themes. Cougar flood right. Concept family. Numbers for concepts. Trips right. 92 equals coded route combo. I do like the route coding. I've seen that on a couple of different. I've seen that a couple times before. The idea of route coding. So if I could get that down in my own head, it might be pretty easy to build that in. Route coding kind of says, you know, I think these are your primary targets or something like that. That's another reason why I am hesitant hesitant to allow people to create their own plays. Okay, so I just don't want a bunch of garbage plays in the system or plays that are basically identical to what already exists. Because remember, we're using plays that are going to be, you're not just storing them locally. You're building plays that are going to be on the system. I'm storing them on my thing. And if I happen to get 10,000 users, I know I'm being optimistic. If I happen to get 100,000 users and they all create 20 plays of their own, that's a lot of 100,000s of records. And if they don't even work or they're duplicates, I mean, what if they all build 10 plays? Even though if only 10,000 of them build 10 plays, that's still 100,000 records, right? 100,000 plays, great. Probably not all unique. So that either means I have to review all plays, giving them a chance to become live for everybody, or I just let people play their own plays, which then I got to figure out how to let it store because it's got to be, you know, if you create them, they have to be usable to your team wherever you play it. Like if you play it on your phone or on your PC or on the web, you're going to need to be able to access your plays wherever you create them. So they're not just stored locally to you. There is the option that maybe I make the play editor, but see then I was thinking maybe keep the plays local and then they're only usable to whatever device you're using, but then that doesn't work because if they're, nah, I just think I need to give people lots of plays. If I can eventually come up with 1,000 plays, which I probably won't right away, it might be just a couple hundred, but I'll just keep adding plays over time, more and more and more and more options, and people could just pick and get and choose and whatever. I don't know. There's a lot that I have to consider on how many plays to allow, if they're going to be. you know, I might. I think I might introduce plays in chunks. Like I'm not gonna like, you know, have you ever played Midnight Suns? Midnight Suns is a game. It's a card collecting game where you're building these. I don't know. They're like 8 card decks for every superhero, and they go out and fight, and you use these 8 card decks, and they cycle around. Excuse me, man. I don't know what they got the bubbles. I don't want to say burps because it's not even gas. It's like maybe it is. I don't know. But anyway, just kind of these water burps is what they are. I've been drinking a lot of water, and for some reason, I'm burping. I don't know. You're like TMI. No, I'm trying to think how the plays could be doled out, and there's a part in that game where Tony Stark is constantly coming up with new abilities for your characters, and you don't always get them all at once. You get new plays as the game goes on, and they're yours forever. They're yours for whatever reason. And the difference would be in mine is maybe you get them as rewards and perks, new plays, new ideas, you know, new ways to hand them out. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of doing. I'll give you the base plays, and then various things will give you a chance to, like, maybe every week your coach or one of your coaches come up with some new play ideas. Then you get to pick which one or two you want to add to your options, play options, and then you can add them to your playbook as you will, you know. But and then the playbooks themselves may only allow X amount of plays at a time. Maybe how big your playbook can gets bigger over time as a reward. You know, kind of different things where you earn up certain things, certain abilities that just allow you to grow with the game. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I want to be able to give players stuff without them having all the stuff at once. I know. I'm trying to build in a collection element to the game that makes it fun to get new stuff. You know, it's not just boom, here's all the stuff. It's not pay. I'm not going to pay to play, but it's like rewarding. Like you're doing things in the game and it's giving you new stuff as a reward. Kind of like I mean, some games kind of do something like that. One of the games I was playing quite a bit. I haven't played it in a while. It's a LOL-based game, and it's called Runeterra, Legends of Runeterra, I think it is. I don't even know if I have it on my thing. I haven't played it in a little while. Yeah, I don't have it up here. I don't know if it's just not installed or if it's just maybe I don't have it on my main screen here. But Legends of Runeterra, it's constantly giving you stuff. You know, you get new cards and new things, and your guys get abilities and stuff like that. I don't know how many abilities I'm going to be handing out. I know a lot of people like things like gear and that other stuff that makes your guys get better. I'm trying to I don't know. I just think okay, here's the deal, guys. And I'm sorry if this is not what you're looking for in a management game. Hopefully it is. A lot of games out there, they keep giving you ways to make sure to promise you that if you keep getting bigger and stronger and better, you're going to win and you're just going to get dominant, right? You're going to keep putting on like the best gear, the best helmets, your team is guaranteed to eventually be pretty good, successful, right? Because they're just going to keep making you better. You're going to keep getting abilities. Your guys are going to get better and faster and stronger, and they're just going to always They're going to eventually produce enough that winning becomes, you can take that worst team in the league, and if you do the right stuff, or you do anything just over time, that team will eventually get good enough to win. And then you can go brag how you took the worst team in the league and made them a champion. You won 7 years in a row. And yes, this game's going to allow that possibility, but not by way of guaranteeing it. You're not going to just keep getting upgrades. Every team out there, every team you're playing against is going to get experience for their players. They're going to trade. They're going to be AI, so they might be dumber than you. You know, it's going to be logic I build in there, but I mean, it's not going to be able to make true good decisions. And it's, you know, we'll see how smart it is at coming up with, you know, decent trade logic. I'm hoping to come up with decent trade logic that allows people to get things like maybe even multiple trades, or trading for draft picks, and giving weight to value on how these things can be calculated in a way where you can get that. But building a team isn't going to be about just getting better stuff. You know, finding the better version of that player, finding the, you know, because in this game, the better version of anybody costs more. If you happen to get 2013 Peyton Manning, and you have the option of him over the 2015 Peyton Manning, who won the Super Bowl, but the 2013 was insane. His abilities were insane. He was also really good in my current year thing, 2009, where he won the MVP. And so if you have like one of his great seasons, and you have that over one of the other versions, you may not be as, it's not going to be as easy to get him on your team. Like maybe in one version, he's a $30 million player, but the other version's a $60 million player. Now you've got to tweak your roster, because that's how you get players. You're going to get them for what they're asking, which is all new players are calculated salaries. And if you want them, this is what they're going to cost. Now, once you have players, you'll have some negotiating power, but there will be a calculated expectation for those players to be paid. Now, they may or may, you know, certain things may influence whether or not you're able to get those salaries out of them, or if you're able to trade them, or whatever, if other teams are ready to, you know, pay that kind of money. It all depends on, you know, the expectation of improvement of all these teams. So I don't know. I think ultimately you're going to have to win on this game. You're going to have to build your team with the logic of the game. And you're going to, yeah, players can get better. There's no doubt about it. You can get them better. They're going to train them and go through seasons, and they can get better. They can have great years and maybe blossom into guys that are better than their version that was, you know, maybe you got a weaker version and he's actually better than the best version of him. But that's not, but that's going to be because of, you know, all of the things going your way, which is a lot of what happens in the NFL, right? I mean, look at the Kansas City Chiefs, right? When they won, was it last year when they won like 13 games by 3 points? That's a bounce. That's just regularly getting away with miracles. I mean, not by 3 points, but with scores that were less than a touchdown, less than a field goal. And it was amazing. This year they're like 0-5 in close games. So it's all about building momentum and synergies. Things can go your way. The odds start to tweak for you. You just start getting better and better and better and better, and you have this amazing, fantastic, dominant Super Bowl season. The next year, you're not going to come in just as good. Your guys may be good. They may have learned a lot and improved and got a lot of experience, but they're not going to be Super Bowl bound good. And that's how my game is going to be designed. A team can get hot, and that hot could carry them for a long way and maybe even take them to a championship. But the next year, that level of play which was built up over time in that game, is going to drop off. They're going to come down to earth. They're going to be what they were before, plus whatever experience and abilities they've, skills they've earned. And then they're going to start the new season kind of more on level plane. Everybody will be on level plane again. Well, within their skill abilities. So there'll be better ones and worse ones. But that hotness may or may not catch up to them again. There may be other teams that get hot the next season, and that's how the NFL is. Sometimes you just don't keep it up. Sometimes they do. Sometimes the team has just got it going, man, and they're just hot for years and years. And you've just got to figure out a way to break through them. And I'm hoping I can build an AI for the AI teams that allows them to win and make it hard for you. I want it to be like, if you take the worst team in the league, it's going to take a few seasons, maybe, if you're good, to negotiate and build and strategize to build that team into a winner. It's going to be also kind of interesting because we won't know who the worst teams are if you just drafted a league fresh. If you take a brand new league, we don't know who the worst teams are. You're going to have to just go out there and see, because you're going to be playing against freshly built teams. It'll be interesting. I'm going to try, if I can, to have options for taking full teams. But the way my players are built and pulled in from actual NFL stats, it's tough to bring some players in just because of they're missing stats and stuff because they're so low level. So it's kind of hard to get exactly a full team. But starters, maybe. Anyway, we'll see. We also need to update the unit filter panel PB to support special teams plays, which are defined by the offense and defense special team equals 2. I do have, I don't know how I have, I got a bunch, I have 5 offensive plays here with view. According to this, I think I may have to just build plays. I'm feeling like I'm going to have to. Plays which are defined. What is it? The pop-out box? Card, status overlay, card info, base card dimensions panel, card info, play info text. What is this? Game card, game card zoom panel. Not sure the game card zoom panel is correctly pops up when I click, but when I click outside, it only shrinks about half. It stays open. Oh man, why does it do that? Anyway, so I've got a number of things I got to get laid out here. I'm talking a lot about the future and how the game's going to lay out for how players can be built up. And right now, one step forward at a time. I'm just trying to iron out each new functionality. I've got enough in place now where I can start putting functionality in place. What I might like to do, like I said, I'm trying to alter a little bit how my stuff works. I'm trying to get away from these. I really liked them when I started, these bronze kind of fantasy. They have a very bronzy fantasy looking style. I love it, but it's too dark, too blendy. And so what I'm really looking forward to, I really want to do is get them to more like this. I want it to be brighter. I want it to be fantasy, but yet more, I I don't know what's the word. What is the word I'm looking for? Just more energetic. Um, so yeah, there's a definite need to fix how all this stuff is loading. But plus, I want to rebuild this. I think it's possible to build it as its own view. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep building assets and hope I can get what I want. I don't think the asset I want for a stadium. Let's see if there even exists while this is trying to fix my code. Later. No. No, I don't want to do that. Stop it. I like the way Edge, you want to use us as your primary search engine. What was I going to do? Okay, so let's see. Unity, asset, fantasy, or medieval stadium. Let's see if such a thing exists. Asset. Town packs, arenas and dungeons. Arenas. I don't think that's going to really be what I want, but maybe if I can drop a field in the middle of it. Huh. That does kind of have a nice... I could maybe make my stadium. See, I love this border line around the outside. Very blurry though. See, that's really cool. Now, of course, I was thinking like I could drop my football field in the middle of this. I didn't even look how much this costs. I don't really want the indoor stuff. I don't really need all that. Maybe the stairs could look kind of cool. See, if I were to do this and then I had like, I can put my field in the middle here. And then have these be the areas where players walk in and out, and then have my banner walls. I just like the assets that go along the sides. I'm actually curious, what do the stands look like where the fans are sitting? Oh, it's dark. It's a dark stadium. This one doesn't have stadium seating, does it? See, look, there's no stadium seating. There's no people. This doesn't have a stadium, man. Look, this doesn't have people either. Just chairs. I do like the wall, but I'm thinking if I could put some wall textures in. I have a wall. I could just add textures to it, but here's the problem. ProBuilder does some weird stuff with the textures, and they start flipping and doing weird stuff. It's hard to get a nice looking wall thing. So yeah, I don't know how people see how this is round. They did something cool. They were able to get a texture that looked right going around a round surface, and I am struggling with that. I do not know what I'm doing in that thing. All right, so that one kind of shorted. How much do they charge this? $70 though. Holy French fries! And I'm too poor for that. What else we got? I mean, I don't knock people for charging what they feel their stuff is worth. That's not the issue. The issue is that I'm poor and I can't afford to pay what they're worth. So I'm looking for people to be nice and not charge me too much. Or I have to build my own and find my own textures. And how much are they charging? I like this. This is a very, this kind of fits the theme look of mine. I feel like, maybe. It might be a little too, oh, this is just undergroundy stuff. It's like side-scrollery stuff. It's not really what I want. Oh yeah, I ask one question and it's already hitting the limit. Bezi's got a little bit more limits to it. That's what I will say. Versus Claude, I don't know. I never hit a limit. I've been using it a lot, but I don't know. It's like they do it differently. It's like you get like every 5 hours you get like 50 questions or 100 questions or something. It's crazy. I've never hit a limit yet that I'm aware of. Of course, you know, I could be delusional. I gotta figure out how to look at my let me go see what my Claude usage is here. Let's see if I can, let's see here. See if I can see. I'm on the pro plan. Let's see if it tells me what my usage is. Hello. Oh, is that just oh, maybe that's, is this me? No, I don't need incognito. What is incognito? So you gotta ask, you're gonna ask it what, 30 questions? What are you gonna do? what is incognito? Oh, here we go. Claude for Windows, learn settings. What's Claude for Windows? How's that different from just Claude for usage? Let's go see what usage is. See, it resets. Starts when a message is sent. You haven't used Opus yet. Opened less than a minute ago. See, I don't ever. Oh, what is Claude Code? Oh, that's just Claude Code connected 4 hours ago. Has it been that long since I connected to Claude Code? Jeez. When you sign Claude Code, use subscription usage, says share Claude Code. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not coming anywhere near the usage values of this thing. This is on the $20 plan. I mean, not yet anyway. We'll see. I might have to get, I may be canceling Copilot. So, and if I cancel Copilot, I'll probably just get Claude Code for a year. I like Copilot because it lets me like try different engines. You know, if one's just, if Claude can't figure it out, I can try different options. But all right, fix the zoom panel close behavior. Zoom panel needs a backup that detects clicks outside. You should add a full screen backdrop behind the zoom content that closes the panel when clicked. Update. I will take care of just to make sure that you did not affect the functionality of the announcements. Announcements? Where'd it go? My brain. Oh, there it is. Announcements board. Announcements board panel. collection, which uses the game card prefab as well, and the zoom functionality. So the zooming and the zooming functionality, no matter what is loaded on the game card, should work the same. So it needs to detect clicks outside. I don't know. Does it? Really? Has it been 56 minutes already? Have I been streaming for 56 minutes? Holy moly, I didn't think I was... Huh. Okay. Update gamecard.cs to properly handle play versus player panels in the configure method. Around 243, update it to explicitly hide the player. Wait, what did you do? Verify the special teams filter value. Why? Oh, do I not have this in agent mode? That's the problem. Update game card to properly handle play versus play. Let's expand this. Let's go do this myself. Let's go see what it says. This way I can see what it's changing. So this one is changing the gamecard.cs. If I can find it, common. Gamecard.cs. Alright. And what did it say? It actually told me on line number 2. Around 243. Wait, what the heck? Okay, so this is getting to be a pretty big file. I don't like it when my files get too big. This file is 524 lines long. It tells me it's time to start looking into ways to break it down logically. All right, so we've got play info panels, null. Set active is in playbook. Hide player info panel when showing a play. Play info panel. Oh, I wonder if that's what's going on. I didn't even think about doing that. Oh, I wonder if that's part of the problem. Okay. Why didn't that copy? Okay. Play info, player info. Why would I log this? Wait. That just means it doesn't exist, right? That shouldn't be a thing. I'm going to get rid of that. If it gives me an error, I want it to give me an error. To be honest, errors are good. I don't really need it to tell me that this unwanted extra information. If something's on top, I'll figure it out, but I don't need. I don't need that. All right. Just I'm getting too many things in my log as it is. My logs are getting stupid big, and it's like unnecessary stuff. Playbook services null and game card. If it's an error, I want it, but if it's just like nonsense, failed to load texture. So I don't need to know when it's successful. If it's not successful, I want to know. But if it's successful, it's like, why are you telling me that? Huh. All right. Let's see what this does. All right, so what did it do here? What other thing did it say I needed to do? If your data uses for special teams, you'll need to adjust the filter. Set up unit filter buttons. Oh, why? What is it not? Set up unit filter buttons. Button mapping. Is that a UI thing? Or is that, oh wait, no, the function is probably set up unit filter. Okay. Did I spell that wrong? Button mapping and set up unit button. So filter buttons. All right. Game plan. All right, I don't know if I like that there's two different setup unit filter buttons. Oh, okay, so they're calling the same function. Okay, all right, that's fine then. Go to definition. Oh, they are both calling it. They have their own version. Playbook and game plan. Whatever. I like that, but all right. It's 2, 1, 2. Oh. Oh, it is 1, 2, 3. The defense is 3. Oh. Wait, no, defense is 2. Special teams is 3. Uh-oh. Well, I'm just thinking in my head how the plays have lined up. I'm going to have to iron things out. I think my plays are just too wonky. So it is 1, 2, 3 for my my expectations of plays. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off. Until next time.